Hey gang, you're still with us here on Team Fortress TV. It's Admirable. I'm joined by Maxi right now. We still got DavidTheWin on the stream, but straight up Maxi. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm a little bit more calm than we were about what 15, 20 minutes ago. Well, I basically got a back. We had drunk sideshow that the stream was very upset about.
Drunk show. Yes.
We then had Hildreth, even though I told him go away Highlander player, you have no skill. He got upset and started getting violent. We then had Ninja DC join us for a bit. Mold was here, and we ended up basically pulling the plug because it seemed the best thing to do.
Sideshow has gone AWOL. You pulled the plug. I just appeared as if by magic to bring you guys this cast of the grand final here in the amateur bracket. Of course, yesterday we had all teams playing against each other, but right now it is big.tf we saw yesterday versus BackGet Foolery we saw yesterday and today. It's going to be a best of three here. Process, Gullywash, and Badlands. I know there's action going on behind us at the Orcs stage, but Maxi, who do you think is going to take this best of three?
I can only really guess. I haven't seen the saloon bet, so I can't go off what other people think. And I think we beat both teams quite comfortably. So I might just say BackGet.
If in doubt.
If in doubt, because
BackGet.
Because French pride.
You know what? I actually was a fan of big.tf yesterday, so handily enough, I'm going to back the other team. You're a BackGet boy, that's cool, whatever. Big.tf all the way, my friend.
I love BackGet.
J'adore BackGet. I was just off at KFC there. I had a lovely time with the legendary SFM producer Salado Thon.
I'm really unaware of this SFM scene.
You ever seen the Prague movie French Are Fucking Awesome?
Yes. Oh, he was the creator of that.
The guy that made that. Yeah, he also he plays for Cabernet, and he made the What Prague movie as well, along with Cali, who also plays for them. So much talent in France, you know. A shame not much of it is about playing TF2. Luckily, we sent the Brits over to show these nerds what it's all about. And looking at the server, we got 12 on, 6 on each team. And in fact, even better than that, the BackGet Foolery guys have actually decided to use their proper nicks. No fake nicks here. Well, except for the medic, Tick. That's not Tick. So let me do a quick roster rundown then, Maxi. We got Olga playing Roamer, Karnax on Pocket, as I understand it, Delirious on Demo, Polometus and Ganon on Scout. Ganon, the guy who actually lathered my head up with coconut oil last night, which was, you know, probably a highlight of LAN so far. And Tick playing Medic. I can't even remember what his name was yesterday, but we're going to call him TIC today.
Not Tick. You're going with TIC.
Yeah, the notorious TIC, yeah. Are you going to run through the red roster for me here, big.tf?
So, I guess we've got what? Ego and Admirable on Scout? You've got, I don't know who Fiera and Leo, what roles they play.
I think Leo's going to be playing Roamer.
So you got Leo on Roamer and then what? Fiera on Pocket. What? Gers on Demo and then FMA, I think is what it says on the back of his shirt, on Medic. Rather than Famapkaman.
Yeah, it seems to be the Frenchies call him FMA. He's also like an admin for TF2 Connexion. So he's the guy, I think he's been uploading all the pictures to their Twitter account as well. So if you've been following that, follow his medic plays here in this game. Map 1 is going to be processed. Now they're currently waiting for us, I guess, to give them the all clear. Later on tonight, we're going to be covering that top 5 rocket by Infomax versus Salty Frogs game. But for now, we're down here in the amateur bracket, giving the grand finals some love. They're live in real time, Maxi, which means, you know, in less than 90 seconds before the action kicks off for us. Maybe even less than that, now that I think about the STV delay, but you are throwing your weight in behind BackGet Foolery. I'm a big TF guy, so, you know, I'm lining out here for the red team. You're in blue. Handy that you're actually wearing blue right now. And my face is red.
That was obviously planned. Can I not swap halfway once the team starts losing, or is that plastic fans?
No, you can, yeah, but you just might lose the respect of Twitch chat. A fickle bunch of scumbags, to be honest. But I'm taking a look at Twitch.
I say, if Twitch chat know who I am, they'll know I've only casted Highlander. and once with turbo tab, so I don't think I have much respect anyway. You refer to me as the sniper main, even though I'm here playing 6v6.
And even more so after you told me that you were not a sniper main. I just thought, I'll double down on this. So I asked in Twitch chat, who is Maxi? Dance game.
All I can see is, well, Jamal is still here shit talking rather than being at LAN. Apparently that's an ongoing thing.
4, 3.
Jamal at LAN, that whole idea is a joke on itself.
And Solentis at LAN. Apparently he doesn't like that.
Oh my god, we've gone live here. Solentis is going to I-58, don't worry about a blood. 10 seconds gone on the game timer as we head off to middle number 1. Delirious has just slammed his ankles into the ground here. Have we got a pause already? Oh, Lord. Delirious is trying to enter middle here on like half health. Did not hit the ramp slide. Meanwhile, his opposite number, Gears, he's not even made it to choke yet, so he might actually still have a slight speed advantage. Unless Gears is going to go flying up the geometry here, but the pause is very ominous, man. This could be a long final.
I say this is, I mean, it's a very quick pause. Maybe they decided to RR because of them failing a rollout. That's probably not unheard of. I say, are you looking for them?
I'm looking around actually. I don't like the whole TF2 section is in front of us, right? And I don't see anybody sitting
That's
playing.
because they're all on the stage behind us.
They're playing the amateur final on the stage.
I think they're on the stage.
So that's what the noise is.
Yeah, the storage is like, it will be the our French.
Yeah, Orcs
compadres.
TV. Orcs TV are casting the game in French from a pretty cool stage way behind us. So like, if you want to listen to that, guys, go to twitch.tv/Orcs TV.
The famous French caster whose name I don't know.
Pognon.
Yes.
Pognon. The guy who came to fucking I-49 and like cast every game all on his own. What a legend. He's here. He's been casting in French. We were actually invited to go to the Orc stage, but you know, we didn't want to rain the parade.
Why not?
Because it would mean we have to go and set up our PCs and they'd have to change things, and well, we just thought, you know, we'll let them do it. We're too lazy is what I'm trying to say, Maxi. We're like, that sounds like a lot of hassle. Why don't we just cast here for our Twitch fans? We could have made it work if we had more time, but you know, I'm just one man.
I say we could just stare at, well, what the only people we've got left is the back of Mold's head, one of the guys from Salty Frogs, who I don't know enough of the French players.
That's Zicto.
Zicto, who did that big play, many big plays, and all the people eating.
Oh! A quick little unpause in the game.
Oh, we saw the demo move forward 4 feet.
We're probably going to see the real unpause very soon as some player who got dropped returns to the server. You know, Maxi, I'm just going to throw it over to you, mate. I heard you're a big shot caster. Show me what you got, kid.
I'm doing the color casting stuff. I don't know what you're on about. It's just going to be you exchanging.
He's going to shrink back here. And we see Ego busted through on the left hand side, actually gets the frag onto Karnax, but is avenged by Ganon. Now Ganon versus Admirable. They actually had big games yesterday, but both scouts getting gunned down there. Karnax the only casualty here for BackGet Foolery. And we see our blue team rolling forward here with a kind of fairly significant Uber advantage, 10-15% here. They could just kind of chill out and cap Spire though.
I mean, so far, I mean, my team are winning. We had this very clunky pause, and looks like we're pushing last.
Great analysis here from Maxi, hot new talent in the casting hot seat here at Gamers Assembly. Admirable's on the point right now, gets a flash to the Uber there, 30 health to save him. He's gonna rush forward, looking for frags. He's in onto the medic, gets that pick onto TIC. Now trying to deny the cap as well, but will be slain there by Polomitas. Karnax onto Ego, and Polomitas gets another one onto Jers, and that was pretty rough actually. BackGet Foolery, better than I expected.
It was a very scattered last for them. I mean, the Uber came in what, somewhere from around, I think, lobby. They lost one player literally on spot as they were pushing, and then everyone was just around the point.
So we saw the pause and unpause come in there in between rounds. Oh, Perrot's on a fast rollout. Pre-fires the rocket onto the Demo Man's medpack there, but does not kill off Delirious. Medpack actually wasn't grabbed there either by him. He's just retreated to the spawn, taking a lot of damage, forcing the heals there from TIC to save him. Polomitas goes forward but gets gunned down by Ego. Karnax will avenge him. It's 5-on-5 here. And we see blue players going in and out again as Delirious and Karnax combine to get a frag, but Karnax has to go down.
We have secured the control.
Yeah, they didn't get the first initial frags they got in the last round. So. Oh, actually, you can see them coming back behind from sewers. They're already getting wrapped around. But it's going to be Uber from, what, BackGet. And then it's going to be both Ubers into Choke.
This game is scrappy. There is a mad Uber exchange going on here around the blue choke. Delirious as the Uber fades, picks up the frag onto Admirable, scout down there. Ganon down on the other side, so both teams without a scout right now. The crowd is going wild off in the distance there. Olga tries to go in but has to jump back a little bit. And his demo man Delirious is just reloading the stickies here, starting to walk forward on full health. Nobody's really denying him, he's just able to walk forward, pumping out the stickies, goes out to the Iron Bomber. He's got rollers there placed on the ground, catches Big Leo with the air shot. He was supposed to be subbing for Salty Frogs, but gets slammed out of the sky there by the Iron Bomber's shot to the face. Brutal. He's gonna keep going forward here on the 3k right now. Kills off Pero, and it's starting to get heated up again. There's action going on the flank there in Sewer, but Olga's able to deal with Ego, and great momentum here being gathered by BackGet Foolery.
Yeah, they just pushed that in for free. They got, you know, big air shots, and I think they even got FMA. He went down in that as well. And then we're pushing last for Lubricants. Should be another win for BackGet, I'm hoping.
Temporary spawn cam. Lilith, I think, was not really paying full attention. Spawned, walked out the door, got gibbed there. So Delirious claims that frag. But oh, Gears has the sticky trap and tick with the drop. Delirious wants to try and continue and spam out a few stickies. Meanwhile, his compatriots are trying to push right hand side of the lobby, but they realise no medic up. This is a fool's errand. They're going to retreat here, wait for the spawns, and see what exactly big.tf want to do to push out here.
If anything, you would hope they would just fall back out of choke rather than sink plays in. But Conlex does come in and gets absolutely slammed by Gers again.
Brutal. But what? He actually managed to kill off Ego there with the creator kill. I think he launched him up in the air. But right now, camera is on Delirious as we see big.tf trying to push forward through choke with this full Uber advantage. Air shot onto Perio. He was coming in, I think, with a Margaret Gardner out. Delirious, though, will crater him into the ground. Leo moving forward here. The heal beam is on him. Uber is available. They could be popping off. Leo gonna launch the soldier there. Finishes. Doesn't even finish him up. Oh, the double! 1, 2 air shots onto Olga. Jumps forward now. He's feeling himself. He needs the Uber fly so to stay alive. Gets little heals. Look, waiting for that med pack to respawn in Sewer. Meanwhile, his scout is in deep. Admirable has to run. They're both contesting that med pack, and it seems like big.tf could have really pushed hard there, Maxi, and capitalised on that big play from Leo, but they just kind of beated him out a little bit. Lucky he survived.
It's because they only got one pick. I mean, we've only just seen a scout and now Karnax going down as well. I think if they got maybe more than one pick, or it was not in on mid, they'd probably push more.
Leo was in them, like making the space, doing the damage, but nobody really followed up on it. Like there was, if medic didn't follow him, we went back to cap on middle. Right now though, Uber advantage here for FMA. Furio kind of gets beat out, 20 seconds spawn for him. We see the blue team coming forward. Uber is popped off on Leo, who's a half health right now. He's trying to chase down frags. He's pumping out rockets into multiple targets here. Can't actually secure a frag on anyone, but it is 4v4 here. Leo is the guy closest forward. He looks like he wants to go in through roller door. He's going to flank in behind him. He sees the medic heal beam, sees the soldier as well. He's trying to contest here, doing decent damage. And Ego comes in and helps him claim that frag there, left hand side. Leo just walking forward slowly but surely. Still has the heals coming out. Arrows being pumped out to his teammates. He's waiting for that arrow, gets it. He's up to 160 now. He's ready to take the fight. Moving forward, left hand side. They're taking this fight really slowly though. And eventually Leo gets focused down. It seems to be just fiddling out here. This push seems to be doomed right now, Maxi.
Yeah, they pushed in, and I think there's only like 2 scouts and a medic up, and then I guess they just didn't focus point. They just focused frags rather than focus point. And then you got soldiers and demos, and then they got slammed.
I feel like there was more healing potential there from FMA. Maybe if he'd healed the right people or got the arrows out sooner, they could have made a go of that. Or maybe if his teammates had just like not put it out so much. Right now though, nice prediction there from Delirious. Intelligence and anticipation. He's been reading the bike handbook as he manages to get that pick onto Ego. Admirable's going to get chased down at choke. Delirious jumps forward with the Iron Bomber. The French demo men really love the unlocks, man. Quickie bomb launcher, iron bomber, you name it, they will run it right now.
Yeah, we see Iron Bomber used a lot. I quite like the Iron Bomber because it's closer to a sticky than the grenades are, 'cause it doesn't roll as much. I mean, I'm not a demo main, but I got hit by Iron Bomber by some of these teams quite a lot, and it's really annoying.
You got hit by the rollers? You mean people were zoning you out with the iron bomber?
Yeah, somehow it would land next to me and I didn't see it, and I would just stand on it and die, and I would get called out by the one and only Sideshow for dribbling.
See, I haven't played TF2 in about a year. I haven't had to face it off against the Iron Bomber, but right now, Delirious killing off FMA, no medic up here for big.tf. Even though they do retake their own second, they can't continue to push here, there's no heals available. Karnak's also down, not going to be up for 56. Oh! Fat direct there from Delirious to deny the soldier. He's going to be able to continue working his way forward. Olga's going to jump in and slam Perrot. The pain train is coming out. Woo woo! All aboard the pain train. Delirious onto Ego as Polometis also finds that frag onto Admirable, who I was impressed by yesterday. I thought Admirable was a bit of a beast, but it seems like my praise was undue, man. He hasn't been playing too well today. Delirious just firing out these pipes. Anything that hops up, man.
Yeah, these demos, especially French demos, their TM is just really good, especially with pipe aim. But they don't seem to use stickies as much as, I'm gonna say European demos, but non-French demos. Like, sure, you take people top level like Cadus and others, rather than list off names, use stickies quite a lot, but you know, these guys hardly just use stickies at all, they just seem to use it for the rollouts and then just hit direct pipes.
The thing about Cadus though, it's not like he can't hit pipes, he just chooses to use stickies because they're more effective, but yeah, I definitely see the French trend here. Maybe if your demo role model is Exxon, you just try to go beast mode all the time, but here onto middle, number 3, it's going to be Delirious, the demo man here for BackGet Foolery going down first. Ganon and Polometis going to join him, so no demo man or scouts available right now, as the rest of our blue team start to retreat here. Carmax, Olga and TIC looking to get a kind of more secure position on second. They haven't found a single frag yet in this round. Big.tf are kind of manhandling them as they rush forward onto the Spire. Uber is available to both medics, but surely BackGet fully not going to take this fight.
Well, you say not taking it, but so far technically Delirious, who we said is this amazing TM as his Uber comes out, he hasn't really hit any fat pipes yet. We're just seeing them chase out from an Uber exchange.
Ubers have been traded out here. Delirious was looking towards rollout, but now turns his attention to the lobby where he's got the call that all the red players are. Karnax and Ego both down right now, pretty much at the same time, but obviously Karnax is going to spawn sooner due to the position of the spawns. Delirious and Olga trying to do their damnedest right now. They are struggling to get bodies on the point, and we do see the beginning of the comeback here from big.tf. They just managed to grind that one out. Didn't overcommit to it, but just find the frags there.
Yeah, I think you saw both scouts from BackGet ended up on the opposite side of their combo, and that was an easy 2 picks. And then they just basically walked away their cross, and I don't think they had a better Uber, but you know, it's just playing frags, and then they eventually stack people on point.
Jers is walking forward here onto middle. The big.tf demo man trying to combine with the damage of Leo. Changing his attention now up top. Nobody really committing too early in this mid fight, but as I say that, Karnax finds Pharaoh, and it's Ego avenging Karnax as well, or avenging onto Karnax. The big.tf find themselves without soldiers as Pharaoh and Leo both go down. There's a scout coming in from the flank as well. That's Polometis. He finds the pick onto FMA. No medic now for big.tf. They're trying to scramble here to make something happen. TIC has protection. He also has the beautiful protection of his own Uber charge. Is going to pop up here, make sure they deny that cap, but he and Delirious are actually walking towards the red side of the map here. Kind of dangerous. Karnak comes in the respawn. Ego's going to jump in from the med pack, trying to dance around and put some around the medic, but really can't land the shots. At the same time, Jers is back in the game, so is Perrot. They're really, you know, taking a big gamble, trying to contest this point. Jers outstays his welcome there. What are they thinking?
Well, they didn't. Well, we saw their medic go down from a scout. They had no one sitting left side, and then TIC used, but obviously they didn't take ground. They only had a demo and a soldier who jumped in, and then I don't know why you want to recontest it. They're still at uber disadvantage by what? 30%.
These guys are hyped for the French finals here in this amateur bracket of Gamers Assembly 2016 by Infomax. But right now, it seems like BackGet Foolery are gonna continue to push forward, gain territory here. They're currently 2-1 up, and they look to make that 3-1 as they come in bottom left. Early pop. They're gonna take the most direct route into last. They see the combo retreating up through the panic room, but already they find frags onto Admirable, Period, and Ego. They're just gonna be able to bum rush the point there, and I feel like big.tf could have made a lot better attempt at defending that point. Sure, they were at uber disadvantage, but you gotta expect them to push lower right. It's one of the most common pushes. You can really kite that uber and play the point, but they just didn't react in time. So well executed, I guess, by BackGet Foolery, man. I think you may have backed the right horse here.
Yeah, they pushed in. If anything, just a standard push. But you had the combo from big.tf didn't go rotate back out through panic room. They ended up just getting stuck in there as BackGet played the point.
Here we are on middle number 5, and there's still 60 minutes 45 seconds remaining. FMA is trying to move across the point despite his team being -1, -2 now in the man advantage. It's only Leo, Gerson, and FMA left alive. Soldier Demo and Medic trying to make something happen, but the health is terrible. Leo focused down. It's Delirious. It's yet another direct from the Iron Bomber. FMA and Gears have found themselves fairly safe up here on rollout, but what can they really do to contest the point? Middle is just about to be a cap, and already we see BackGet Foolery setting up camp on the Spire. All goes close. He seems to want to go into the combo here. He's calling for it. The Ubers have been popped off by both medics. But look at the juggles here on FMA. He's so regretting this decision. Are they going to let him go out bottom left? No! Olga going to slam him and picks up the frag onto Admirable. And Gears, the demo man, just watches it all unfold. His teammates are just getting slaughtered all around him. This is going to be traumatic, man. He will need many months of counselling after this Maxi.
Yeah, Delirious once again, he's doing this big plays where he's just hitting nothing but direct pipes. Like, you don't see anyone do this. I mean, maybe it's just because we're on land, but I don't see the demo just hit this many pipes, just, you know, plumber levels of pipes.
You know, maybe we're going to see an ETFL ban post next month, you know. We'll see. You know, French people.
What, demos for aimbats?
Lot of French hackers out there, historically speaking, you know. German admins as well. You know, you combine those two things, ban incoming. Never mind though, kids. Just believe for right now. Jerry's trying to go forward, but his medpack's already been stolen by a scout. He's pretty weak though, but he's getting the heals from his medic. Leo goes down, but so does Karnax. Both roamers down. Polomedes is not long for this world. He leaves him short-handed in the scout battle. Only Ganon up, and Ganon is going to be the next victim of Ego. Just the scouts getting outnumbered right there. Delirious.
You look at it and say, what went wrong? And it's, did your demo get lots of pipes? The answer for that, mid, no, he didn't get big pipes, so therefore you lose the mid.
That's kind of weird though. It's like, I feel like the process mid is not a pipe mid. It's like, people are up top in the crate. You use your sticky launcher to do damage for your teammates to follow up. You know, I'm obviously not a prem demo man. Here comes Jared jumping forward actually, but the counter Uber comes in, and Delirious is ready. He's gonna launch FMA up, pops off a few iron bomber pipes. Eventually he finishes off with the regs. He hops off the rump, the slope of middle there. It's 3 versus 3, but actually, as I say that, curse of the caster, it's only Olga remaining alive. Admirable's gonna claim that frag, and big.tf showing that they still have some life in them here, Maxi.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around what just happened. I think everyone focused on the medic and Cho. That you had a soldier from big.tf sitting on top of PC. Then there was like a Sully and a scout in sewers, and no one decided to spread out, if anything. They just decided to just focus purely the choke.
On the respawns here, FMA has decided to go crits. Ooh la la. He's not going to wait around for an overcharge. They're ready to push last. They already control CP4. But Karnax, even before he went crits, knew it was going to be a crit. So he said, I know what's a good counter to crits. I'm going to run NG. And he's got a level 3 gun up right now. So I don't know about you, Maxi, but I'm favouring the engineer in this situation.
It depends if the demo, as we know, demo DM is very strong for French players. If he hit 4 crit pipes or 8 crit stickies, that could be big. You only see the dispenser go down, but they're really for sure for the dispenser pick.
Rest in peace. The dispenser crits coming in. The crit rocket's being spammed at the Sentry, but you know the crit multiplier doesn't apply to buildings. And after the work has been done, Karnax just switches back to Soldier. The defense looking solid here. Only 3 players up right now for big.tf, and all of them are in front of them. they can pay attention here and realise that it's pretty safe to push forward. Ego's actually hiding down there in PC, just on the corner, maybe thinking of going for the back cap. But we see the Spire stacked ×3, ×4 right now. Ego's going to retreat and regroup with his team as big.tf decide to just sacrifice or you know, cut their losses there on second and make a fight of it on middle. But it's uber available here for TIC as BackGet Foolery try to work their way in through choke. The spam's coming in. They actually pop off really early here. There's a lot of distance to cover. Olga wants to try and make it happen. Looks like the only frag they're going to be able to confirm is Admirable on the left, but no, he wins that 1v1 with Polomidas. Comes in from behind, but immediately, you know our boy Delirious is going to smack him down with an Iron Bomber to the chin.
I say, is Iron Bomber like the equivalent of like the British loose cannon? Like, we know that some players absolutely can't stand the loose cannon. Is that what the French do with the Iron Bomber?
I mean, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, like, demo mains, please let me know in Twitch chat. Like, the arc of the Iron Bomber, etc., it's the same as pipes. The only difference is that it rolls, or it doesn't roll on the ground, it just sticks to wherever it lands. But Delirious seems to have no trouble adapting here. I don't know if it would be any different with the standard grenade launcher, but BackGet now extending their lead 5-1 here, and still 11 minutes 30 on the clock. It's obviously looking decreasingly unlikely that big.tf are going to be able to mount a comeback, but it's still definitely mathematically possible.
I mean, yeah, they get what? 4 or 5 rolls? But, I mean, you've got big man Delirious hitting these fat pipes. So maybe you want to swap what side you're rooting for.
Nah, man, I'm all about the big.tf. I know it's the best 3 here. They might lose, process, whatever. Might not be their favourite map, but I still believe Ego gonna rush forward here, try and find a frag onto the slightly wrecked blue combo, but trying to retreat into his own side, catches a rocket from Olga there. Meanwhile, the rest of BackGet Foolery looking to be insatiable. Frag after frag, Ganon onto a pair out there. Only Admirable survives that engagement, but big spawn wave coming up now for big.tf, Leo, Gears, FMA and Admirable all on the field here. I think we're going to have to take a look at the Olga cam, who skip jumps in lower left, gets a flash of the Uber. Oh, lands a fairly meaty rocket onto the medic. FMA turns around, kills off Leo. Now going to jump forward lower right, finds another frag onto Pero. He's currently on a 4K in this life. They're just gifted him frags as Ego backs his way into his rocket launcher. Olga doesn't even want to cap the point. He's looking for more frags before he himself gets gibbed by Gears, but that's going to be it. Mercy rule enacted as they hit win difference 5. BackGet Foolery 6-1 here in map 1 process.
That's what we call giving them the business, which Sideshow has seemed to have adopted as one of his many favourable phrases. Which I assume he told you, "Oh, Admirable, let me give you the business."
Say oui. What's the French for giving you the business?
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
We'll wait for our translators to return. But you have just saw big.tf kind of sucking out there against BackGet Foolery. Maybe I cursed them, but it was 6-1 on process. Luckily though, it's the best 3 guys. So we will be going to Gully Wash next. We'll take a look at the logs in between time and see what exactly the numbers are telling us about the first map here in this amateur grand final. Taking a look at the logs, you can clearly see that Delirious decided to toggle here for the grand final. He's like, okay, I'm going to hit every pipe. 5 air shots, 30 kills, 9 assists and 5 deaths. 498 damage at 7.8 KAD. It's kind of savage. It's almost brutal. Like, as Exxon just decided to step in for Delirious here, I don't understand.
I mean, I said that he was hitting all these pipes. Actually, he got more kills with his sticky launcher. He got 3 more kills, and he only got 12 with the Iron Bomber. So,
like,
I don't remember him getting that many sticky kills. We only saw him hitting just nothing but meaty direct pipes.
I don't remember the last time I saw a Demo Man top frag. Maybe the ETFTL Grand Finals, but that was an equally mismatched skill game. You know, Nerd Rage are actually good versus Perilous Gaming, who are trash tier gamers. So
hey, Sideshow still says that if Perilous were here, they would just win every game 5-0.
Yes, they would win every game against teams a division below them, probably. But right now here in the amateur bracket, the team who I poo-pooed, BackGet Foolery, coming up big through Delirious.
See,
He's
I
the-
used, if anything, you could say that I used the luck of the Irish
The luck of the Irish.
and went against you and decided to go for Baguette, who, 6-1. But your luck of the Irish isn't true. Maybe, well, we know that Gannon is actually not on big.tf, is he? He's on Baguette. So maybe that coconut oil was to kind of cloud your mind.
Yeah, I think it's like a voodoo curse here. He's a witch doctor, perhaps. DavidTheWin points out to us that 4 out of the 7 rounds were under 90 seconds, so like a very fast-paced game where teams were capitalizing on mistakes at middle and mistakes on last to get quick-fire rounds under the belt. Look at the kind of differential here between the medics. I know it was essentially a whitewash, but TIC only dies 4 times, whilst FMA finds himself dead 10 times, but with only 5 assists, half the assists of his opposite number there. 12 more Ubers for TIC. Sorry, 12 Ubers, 3 more Ubers, and an Uber drop as well for TIC. He's just like styling on him. And BackGet Foolery gets 4 mids out of the 7. So I can probably agree with the fact they deserve to win. There was no luck involved here. Delirious going ham.
The only redeeming player they have would be Ego, who got 14 frags, but even that wasn't that impressive. I mean, actually, I suppose he got more frags than
That's kind of sad
both
to see.
Baguettes.
You know, whenever we sort out by frags there, Delirious up there as Demo Man. The classic got nerfed on 30 frags, while Scout, apparently also a pretty decent class, only managed to get 14 frags. But I understand we've gone live in real time. So if you have just joined us here on teamfortress.tv, this is Admirable, joined by Maxi. We've got DavidTheWin in the stream, and we're still bringing you the Gamers Assembly 2016, sponsored by InfoMax. Right now we're in the amateur bracket, but it's the grand final, so it's the best of the worst here as big.tf go up against BackGet Foolery. BackGet Foolery already took that first map process, and they're now looking to seal the deal here on Gully Wash. Maxi, you still back in the BackGet?
Yeah, I mean, we're 1 round up. Well, we're not 1 round, but we're a whole map up. We've only got to win Gully, which, you could say is quite a demo-centric map. Got a lot of choke points, easy pipe aims. Are you still happy with your big.tf?
Yeah, I still believe in the big.tf. DavidTheWin tell me that my camera's not working right now, but I'm not sure if I can remedy that or not, Maxi. I'll try and work my technical wizardry. I did disconnect my camera. See, the last time this happened, I restarted my computer and was out of the game for 30 minutes, so maybe my face just isn't worth looking at as we jump into the game here, Maxi. I'm sticking with big.tf. It's a best of 3. This is their map, Gully Wash. I don't actually know if it is their map, but it is their map. I can feel it in my bones.
Now, how much of your bone is alcohol or McDonald's and KFC? How much of it is lucky Irishness?
My chicken bones. I did a little voodoo ritual there, and I can feel that Leo is going to have a big mid as he jumps forward on the right hand side, lands a fat rocket there into Olga, I think, or Karnak's actually going down, turns his attention to Ganon. He's in control here, just playing around the crates, just spamming rockets towards the 2, picks up 2 frags. Polomitas and Delirious all down to the Leo rockets. He was supposed to be murking for Salty Frogs, although we did see previously it was Blitzo, but could potentially be playing in both of the finals today, not just the amateur but the professional.
Yeah, I mean, we what, 3 big frags. I mean, you could argue that they were all in their choke, which isn't anything amazing, but they're all good frags. It pushes them to last. You've got a sort of heavy and using an Uber to defend the last.
Said like a true scout me in there, all he did was spam rockets in the general direction of a choke point. That doesn't take any skill. They were fat directs made. Big.tf look like they might actually get around here, but as I say that, of course they're gonna crumble. Ego Period getting gunned down on the point. Gears is miles away actually, back on choke, not even within a stone's throw of that last point. Gonna try and regroup with his respawners, but it looks like they'll have to give up second here.
Yeah, I don't see them pushing back. I thought maybe they might, because they're big.tf. They could go for big plays, and so far they've been quite small, if I'm honest. But you know, they pushed him back to last quite quickly. It could have been a very quick round.
A wild Hilldoge appears, and guns and empty bottle of vodka slammed it like there was no tomorrow. He's now debating that he drank the fumes of a bottle of vodka. When meanwhile, in the game proper, Karnax gets gunned down by Admirable. As both scouts try to contest from Big Door. Leo is going to come in here with the Uber from Choke. He's going to launch forward, looking for frags. Delirious already kills off Ego, but Leo's in the thick of it, gets that Dimmerman, picks it up a frag for Gens. Or Gers onto Polo Midas. And Olga jumps in all too late, only get knocked down and knocked into the spawn queue there by Leo. Karnax finds the pick out to Admirable, but he is severely outnumbered now and he has to back off into the lobby to meet up with TIC. But I feel like big.tf can take middle and push ahead here if they wanted to. They could be spawn coming right now, but they just want to make sure they secure that cap on middle. Just not making the most of that, I feel, Maxi.
I mean, they're only like 3 people up. Not like they can do that much.
Push ahead, wreck bases. You gotta believe in yourself, man.
This sound like a medic main. We can just push.
Mate, I'll have you know, I used to be a soldier main before I realised that all other soldiers were terrible. I could do a much better job on medic. Then I realised that's not true.
Isn't that what Nox did?
No, he's actually a good soldier. But anyway, Uber coming in here from Leo. Gonna force the counter pop out of TIC. There's about 4 seconds milk there by TIC, and they're gonna be able to push off that. Leo has decided to outstay his welcome here. Olga is gonna punish him, send him packing, kicks him out, and Gears is gonna get picked off as well here, or previously did get picked off, not gonna be up for another 3 seconds. So some of those spam classes really missing right now, clearly absent for big.tf, as BackGet, Foolery are able to just steamroll their way through Choke and put ×6 on the point. They
I don't think you really need ×6 on the point, do you? What happened to push forward and smash faces, as you said?
It didn't have the same kind of momentum. There was already defense set up on the Choke there, like I mean Stickies from Jers. He hadn't died.
But
it's all
smash
relevant,
face.
It's all relevant,
Smash
man.
face.
I don't know, it's like some things I just take for granted. I don't have to explain every facet of TF2 to my scrub casting partner. I had Sideshow earlier, you know, he's not the best, but he had some sort of semblance of game sense in TF2. But I feel like those two situations were definitely different. Fight me on land, mate. Fight me on land.
You dodged the last land.
What do you mean? I never said I was going to go to I-58. That was a meme that I started. I said I was dodging land because I was never actually going.
I-58 hasn't happened yet.
Or I-55. It's been a long day, man. I'm dodging I-58. Freudian slip, says DavidTheWin. We do see Delirious walking forward trying to deny the roller door. Uber gets popped off. They're going to bring in TIC and Olga. TIC gets launched forward. Olga's trying to back out here. Looks like they will survive with 6 up, but Olga taking a lot of damage there on 50 health. Going to pick up the pills. Jump back to his medic here. Get buffed. And start working his way through Big Door. He's going to jump forward. Oh, perfect rocket there. Catches 2 with 1 rocket Perio and Ego going down. Olga gonna continue to walk forward and slam. He's on a 4K right now in this life. And Karnax has jumped forward into last kit to take on the FMA before being sent packing by Leo. Actually came from water, DavidTheWin tells us.
Yeah, we saw all of big.tf was sitting around lobby, so they had no one in river whatsoever. I don't know why you would just jump from river, but maybe the timing meant that you go from water where your combo might fall onto the point. Especially like the demo. Even though he was dead.
Karnax, the hero of Gamers Assembly, the bringer of booze. All hail Karnax, please, in Twitch chat. He's going to jump high off the cliff, finds the frag onto Admirable on Choke, takes the med pack as well. Already making it difficult for big.tf. Polomidas finds Ego. Perio, slamming Delirious. But the skill stick coming out there from Perio. He's the last one alive here, only 62 health versus 3. Jumps up on a 8. Gets gunned down though by Ganon. He will immediately whip out the scout hunt there. Some kung fu moves on the midpoint, Maxi.
I mean, he gave it a go. He had what, 43 health? You don't really expect that much from Aroma. Not even someone like Mike could get, 4 kills on buffed players.
Not even Sideshow.
Sideshow couldn't do it if he had 400 health.
We have lost the control point.
If he was playing ammo mod, no chance. Here we go. Olga pushing up top. He's got Delirious in tow, but Delirious is going to find himself in the crosshair of Ego. Filthy body shot. Gonna mean he's out of the game for another 10 seconds. Olga's gonna drop down and try and help Polominas, but didn't even need his help as he pistols down Admirable. Uber available here for TIC. Olga's already walking in main thinking he's gonna get the Uber charge here, but it's not happening. They just backed out the big door. Olga actually lands fat damage onto the demo man. Gears, if he only had a medic with him that could have just popped off, he would have like stolen 3 frags there. Easy. Karnax manages to pick up Ego on the flank though, but I don't know why exactly BackGet Foolery were just chilling out at big door when they could have been pushing ahead with this fat Uber advantage. They're going to walk in now. Olga doing work here. The easiest rockets of his life if he secures the soldier frag onto Pero, forces out the Uber onto FMA, drops down onto the point to try and make something. There's a back cap happening at the same time as Admirable is all the way on second. But as the dust settles here, it is a +3 advantage for BackGet Foolery. Just continuing to work their way forward. They can play the point and farm the frags at the same time. They're just going to stack it, and there we go, 2-0 here with still 22 minutes left to play.
I was hoping that BackGet was going to work. They had a lot of time on the point, and then you had 3 soldiers come back in. No, 3 players even, sorry. 3 players just smashed that back cap, and they got 1 spawner, you know, maybe could have done something. And I think Leia was buffed at that point, but, you know, they gave him the wiggle biggle, as Mold keeps saying.
The wiggle biggle. Karnax with an early frag in middle here onto Ego. Picks up another onto Jers. Huge play there from Karnax, who has gone in all the way behind onto the red balcony, claims the med pack, and is now just well positioned here up top, spamming down rockets and onto Admirable. Forces him to lobby, he tries to chase that frag down, but this middle is quickly turned into a CP4 cap attempt, and they'll almost certainly be able to take that as FMA and Leia realizes there's not much they can do there. They're outpositioned and outnumbered. They're going to retreat onto last, wait for those spawns to come in, but it will be Uber versus Uber as long as both medics can right click. It should be a little bit of a stalemate here as both teams come to loggerheads, Maxi.
Yeah, but they fell up really quickly. They only lost what, 1 player going into that fight.
They get baited. Olga goes in for the solo suicide and actually gets the foresight from FMA. So TIC's just chilling outside here in the lobby. Still has full Uber. They can even wait for Olga to come up. They have so much time here. 30 plus seconds to work with. Ganon's gone down the kind of wasting their own time, and he actually pops off early here. If they really commit up this charge, it could be disastrous to go in essentially 3 versus 4 here. The Uber fades as Karnax reaches the point. He realizes it's bad, tries to escape on like 10 health, but gets plucked out of the air by Ego. This is really sketchy right now. Admirable's trying to make the best of it. Actually gets the bleed kill there onto TIC, standing on his own last. Whips it out, gets another boss of Bastard frag. Going absolutely ham with the melee. Shredding these nerds quite literally.
Didn't he just kill himself? Didn't he hold it for a second too long?
And kills himself.
So,
he was just, he was too sick for this world, man. He already had those 2 melee frags. He was like, okay, enough.
I've done my part. Goodbye.
Self-harm. This game is too easy. Slit his own wrist there on the last point. His teammates were able to hold on though. He has a 25% advantage as FMA trying to coax his teammates out through the roller door. I mean, we already see Ego's in their cabin, like, but so for some reason they don't want to commit to this. They just bait him out. I think they're too concerned about getting their Uber up Maxi instead of actually playing on like the reality of the fight or like with the positions, etc. They could have walked out, denied big door, but they just let them come in and kill off their scout who was cabin.
Maybe they decided, I don't know, like a kind of reverse sack. We send a player in and it baits them in, and then we pop against the Uber, which they'll wait till they have, and then we'll lose.
I think they could be chess grandmasters, you know, they're in they're 10 moves ahead. They've already plotted this one out, how exactly will happen. Ego onto Karnax, all go onto Jared, who got launched forward or tried to get aggressive off the back of that Uber push out, but Ubers have been traded here. And Karnax gonna be a victim there in the lobby, but Delirious has actually killed off Admirable as well. And he's just gonna jump onto the point, he's spamming stickies onto lower right, but the scout of Ego runs onto the point to buy precious seconds for his teammates, but it's just not enough. There's no one left alive. And again, BackGet Foolery find themselves wiping their opposition and claiming a point at the same time, making it 3-0 here with only 18:25 left on the clock.
These games are more interesting than like most Prem playing you even see. There's so much more pushing and more aggression. There's no like sitting about. They just keep It's in a sense, it's more
Yes.
controlled holding W.
There is much more bad play here in the amateur bracket. You're right. Admirable gonna run forward here. Gunstein Ganon, he was already weak. Delirious though is gonna end himself on a 3k on this middle. Gears is oh yeah, I like beer. Sorry, what a great guy. Comes in and shouts beer at us. We like beer. But Gears is the only survivor of that mid. He's going to be able to tell this story to his grandchildren, but it'll be one of those bedtime stories with the flashlight at the face, Maxi.
But of how big.tf through the final.
Yeah, exactly. How his 5 teammates were slain before his very eyes, but he left to tell the tale. TIC up right now with 100 charge, didn't die on middle, but FMA was not so fortunate. He only has 40% available, so that's as Lieber takes up a 50% advantage, 20 seconds available for BackGet Foolery to come in here and execute. Olga finds back onto Ego, Karnax onto Amaranth, Delirious as well, picks up Arrow, so 3 quick frags, and it's an absolute wipe again. And BackGet Foolery have just realised that they are in 5th gear, they are putting pedal to the metal. 4-0 right now, another quick round on the board, and still we haven't reached the halfway point of this map. This could be a whitewash final here. The whole 2 maps might take less than 30 minutes.
It'll be a very quick thing, and yeah, it means that I don't have to be here if Twitch chat hate me so much. The only thing I saw in that last is they had a sniper, but he stood so close in the Ubered, and yet he was still scoped in.
Leo straight up, flat direct onto Delirious. That was a headshot rocket to be honest, but off the back of that, BackGet Foolery find themselves -2 here, -3 in fact. Karnax is just trying to run for his life into blue territory. Ganon is playing spy on middle, I've just realised. Gets the backstab onto Gears. This is the kind of shit I love to see, Maxi.
That's disgusting. Why can you like spy plays? That's almost encouraging Highlander. There you go, that's the ego. Taunt him. Terrible.
Because Sixes players are like so complacent, so set in their ways. They have very clear expectations of what they'll see on middle. At most, they might see a sniper. But to run a spy there, you know, that's a brave play, especially when you're like 4 rounds down. That's what you need to do, maybe, you know, just mix things up a little bit. He tries to make it work. It didn't really work. The rest of his teammates didn't survive long enough, but he at least did get 1 frag.
Wow, he got 1 frag. What a use he was on spy. that's such a justification.
I'm down, Med's on full health, going spy, hashtag Prem Roamer. There we go though, off that, big.tf actually do find themselves here with a round on the board.
He went spy and then
They
he
lost
got
the round,
a stab
yeah.
and they lost the round. So really, was it worth it? No.
I was getting kind of confused actually, I thought he was in the losing team, but he was just showboating because he was 4-0 up. It's like whenever somebody goes 4-0 up in a pickup and they go sniper, like, okay, we're winning, I'm going to go sniper, and aids the game up. He did the same thing on spy. On this mid fight though, he goes first down, FMA is super weak, he has to try and play past it at big door, he's got protection from Gears, but meanwhile Admirable and Leo and Ferio all getting slain here, and not a single pick coming in against BackGet Foolery, yet they still have 6 up, and they're able to just roll on through. Choke here, they're going to leave Polometus to cap. Delirious already in position here on second, Sticky's on the door. They could be just rolling into last right now, but TIC's going to head up top. Looks like they want to make a push from Riverside. Still a few percent before they have that charge, but FMA's already waiting for them. And actually gets forced, the solo bombing here from Karnax, going huge, single-handedly forcing out FMA, gets that pop. And huge advantage here for TIC, but they've already popped on Riverside despite being 2-3 players down. It's just disastrous medic play followed up by disastrous medic play. TIC is probably going to be able to escape through main, but the push has definitely failed here, Maxi.
Then they just moved really early. And also you had a pyro and you didn't have a scout with you either. It's going to happen. But they went scout on mid and they won the mid. So luckily they realised that Ganon either is a bad spy or that it just didn't work for a laugh.
Gamers Assembly just wasn't ready for the spy to mid play. Not this time. The beer has landed. Mercy buckets.
This is only going to get worse and worse.
Will we get 2 straws for this 1 beer?
Only if we see big frags. Well, we got 2 down. We see Delirious, he actually went down, so that's, carry demo.
those direct Iron Bomber frags will not be coming in. I think the problem was that big.tf all have magnets down their pants, so Iron Bombers were just going straight for them. Right now though, frags being traded, Uber getting popped off here by TIC. They have man advantage and they have these Uber flashes to bring them into middle. FMA is trying to scramble towards Choke. There's no real damage coming his way. He will survive, but his teammates will not be so lucky. Periot getting focused down, and Ganon and Olga trying to bait the other scout into the fight there on Choke. They're just going to be able to roll on through here, just with the superior numbers and the lack of demo spam on Choke. Delirious is just walking forward, trying to sticky trap forward. He's hoping the ego spawns, but it's going to be 10 seconds. I don't think it's going to even matter here, but he has the stickies covering there. They have a slight Uber advantage, about 10%. They're just going to keep rolling though. I don't think they're even going to wait for charge as they work their way into the lobby. Olga's checking for stickies there on the right hand door, but Delirious is pushing his way up to Riverside. It's 95% for FMA, the big.tf demo man, or medic. But things have kind of slowed down here. TIC is going to wait for a charge. They're not going to overcommit to this because they're 4-1 up. They don't need to take any gambles here, Maxi.
No, we've seen it before where they just seem to W-1 just all the way in. And I guess maybe the first time that they're at a disadvantage, they go, we can slow it down. Not park the bus. I mean, the only person I think is if
just
we see
put the
Ganon
bus into a lower gear, maybe, you know?
Well, I mean, I keep half expecting Ganon to now sack and go for an off blast, but it actually looks like they're just gonna go straight in, or at least get some plays down. But they got Olga went in and actually forced FMA.
FMA has seemed like the easiest pop since Permzilla. Hi, I'm Permzilla. Pops to a wasp sneezing in his face. Hashtag Twitch memes. FMA gave up that Uber charge very easily, but the counter of course has come in there. Around second as Ego and Leo combined to get that pop out, but 10 seconds spawn for them means an Uber advantage or a player advantage push is a possibility. Delirious is trying to come in through main. Meanwhile, we see Ganon and Polomedes coming in big. Polomedes is going to get barbecued there by the pyro plays from Admirable, and eventually they get ground out into a fine pace as BackGet pick up another round to make it 5-1 here.
Yeah, I was surprised that the pyro even did anything, because we saw Olga come in and then the pyro, you think, isn't his whole thing is to either stop your medic getting jumped or defend against the Ubered combo, and he did neither, but then he somehow got 2 frags. So big pyro plays, I guess. Big
moves coming out here from FMA as well onto mid. He realizes he's up against it. He's going to whip out the crit streak with 10 minutes left. All gone to Leo, and Leo actually kills off Karnax at the same time, almost from beyond the grave there. It's just Gears and FMA left alive. Gears needs to meet up with his medic if they want to get this crits up, but TIC did die on middle, so the crits advantage will have legs, at least a bit of lifetime here. Olga's going to jump up, grab the med pack up top and come in from above lobby. He's been spotted out though. I'm not sure how effective he can be here. His teammates are trying to come in and cap the Spire. They got times for there with both scouts, but surely they're going to be contested here by big.tf.
I'm hoping we see some big demo plays come out. I mean, usually Ganon gets a kill, but he gets quite revenge kill. And the Chris does actually come out. See what, Olga goes down, so they've got no Roma. They push through choke. But Medics, actually Medics isn't actually behind point. If they could have gotten a big crit in, that could have worked really well. Now they're just at a disadvantage on mid.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes teams wait too much, you know, for the perfect crits. They want to get the med pick or the demo and wasted stickies, but any frag is good in the crits. Like, man advantage I feel is more powerful than Uber advantage. Right now though, things have kind of stabilized, but on entry, Perio going down and Karnak, so it's both soldiers down a piece. And as it goes from 5-on-5 just as quickly to 4-on-4 here, but the height advantage favouring big.tf, and it turns into a 3-on-3, but all the blue players are on the low ground. It's a struggle here. Crits versus Uber. You know Uber wins in this situation. Polomedes is going to run forward, pick up Leo and FMA, and it seems like TIC just played the waiting game there long enough to get his charge up and take the favourable fight. Uber versus crits is a great one as long as you can press that right mouse button.
And which they obviously didn't, as we quite clearly saw. So we're just hoping, well, not hoping, we're just looking into what I'm assuming will be, well, I'm assuming it's going to be the last push of the game and within the map. Might be wrong, they might completely fluff this push, but they've got, what, 30-40% Uber advantage. I'm assuming that FMA has swapped back off crits, because otherwise he's completely thrown. And it should just be a simple Uber in, we hit the point, and then we hear lots of cheering behind us.
This is a tournament point right now. BackGet Foolery already won map number 1. They're sitting here within 1 round of enacting the mercy rule, the win difference of 5. They are poised to push into last. Ganon just went down, but it could have been just, you know, a suicidal play to switch off to an off class. But as I say that though, Uber comes in here from the left hand side, Riverside, TIC popping up. The sentry gun to Murky from Ego. The gun does just go down there to Delirious, but that's all they could really achieve with the Uber. And Ganon is the only player alive. He's all the way back at spawn. He was a scout, had switched off the sniper, and he's going to actually walk all the way back to his own big door. He's playing some kind of long con here. He's going to rotate all the way around to choke. Meanwhile, big.tf do take back second point and begin to move forward here.
I don't know what that sentry shot was on us. It was behind the point, but then it somehow worked. How was that what happened?
The magic of engineer. Leo on to follow meters, but Delirious, he was doing damage and managed to force out that Uber actually gets flanked and gunned down. So new demo available here for BackGet Foolery, and big.tf actually gathering some momentum. This could be the beginning of the comeback. There is still 7 minutes left. That is plenty of time to find yourself 4 rounds to tie it up.
Especially when you got Karnax behind.
Yeah, he's coming in from big door here. I think he's been called out though. He actually ends up trading with Leo, despite Leo having the heals there. So well played by Karnax to make the best of a bad situation. Both players getting the same spawn time, but it favours Karnax because the shorter distance from the last spawn there for the defenders.
I suppose you don't have Leo, who... Yeah, Leo's playing pocket, isn't he? So you don't have... That's, you know...
Slows down the push for sure, yeah. They just have to wait, like... neither player deciding to off-class on the respawn, gonna stay with that soldier. The very efficient generalist. Big.tf working their way in through lower. Not gonna push too quickly here. They know they're facing off against an overcharge. At the same time, they're obviously aware that they're up against it in terms of time. Actually, they're gonna just pop in here through roller door. That Uber was like 3 seconds earlier, free milking time there for TIC. But somehow they just managed to rush the point. They've almost capped it. The blue team have to turn around. And Jared's just able to rain down damage onto the point, but can just about claim a frag onto Delirious before they bum rush the point, and they've actually managed to get around on the board there. I think that's what the cheers were we heard earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done this at LAN, but it's hard not to immediately go, something's happened, and then you just seem to look out for it. And, you know, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, it was another big demo play on LAN.
We gotta be cool, we just pretend we didn't hear those cheers. They're cheering for the Hearthstone tournament or something, no worries. Ego's gonna rush underneath though, as Scout turns his attention up top, trying to claim a frag onto Karnax, will force him to crater in onto the Scout. 2 meat shots into the face of Ganon. He sees the back of the medic, TIC can't react in time, gonna pick up that all important healer frag, but as he goes down, big.tf only with the 2 players up, Jers and FMA, trying to contest here from Choke. FMA with the arrow to keep his demo man on tasty health, but he doesn't want to contest here. All these stickies put up there on the power box from Delirious. Look at the position here of Olga up there on the little wooden ledge, the windowsill.
Oh, please can this not work? Please don't get something out of this. That's like a div 6 spot. Everyone knows how to do this. No! No!
Oh!
No!
Oh! The fat rocket. I think he was softened up a little bit by the spam, the demo spam, but Olga will get the drop there onto FMA. And that changes the nature of the game here. It looked like it was big.tf were in the ascendancy on the comeback, but not so much now. As they did take middle, but are just about to lose it. Delirious is turning around here to try and deal with Period, but actually loses out on that fight. So, yeah, Period creators. TAC is going to walk forward in his own into middle, meets up with his scout. Ganon, meanwhile, FMA had killed off Karnax somewhere. I didn't quite see that one. But FMA went down. But I think Karnax went down as well. So Karnax actually pushed ahead there, killed off the medic with the solo play. Tried to set up a bit of a snowball action for his team here, but they're struggling to even cap middle, and the forward spawns are going to continue to come in that little bit faster for big.tf as long as they control middle here, Max.
Well, unless you've only got 2 scouts. Actually, we see the Uber, as you say that, you see the Uber come out actually from TIC, and you've only got a scout in my elbow, and then everyone else is back on point. As well, I mean, I keep having
but they
to
still
eat my words.
haven't capped the middle, like, even though they are pushing forward here and they appear to have like a territorial advantage. the longer this fight takes, the faster those spawns are going to come in, and the closer they are to the midpoint, you know, so it will favour them in the long run. Perio's back on the field, so it's only 4-on-4 here actually, so perhaps we're not going to see an immediate push. FMA is at 80%, he can wait 8 seconds, get his charge up. They're trying to poke in from Big Door, they've shown themselves, and that allows Delirious to put his stickies down there kind of preemptively. I think they need to rotate here, but they seem convinced that it's the right idea to just push. They're going to launch in with the flashes coming out. Leo makes space, and Periot's going to try and follow up on that. He's hungry for frags around choke, but Olga running the direct hit now. BM switches up to one of the most hated unlocks in the game, and does find a frag with it. Gears onto Delirious though means Demo Man advantage right now for big.tf, and player advantage. Uber being popped off though, and it is Karnax with the Uber. Frag onto Leo, looks to jump forward here. His 300 health. I think he wants to continue. He knows there's a scout there on the wooden crate trying to find the frag. He's only on 40 health. Picks up the med pack. Picks up Admirable and Ego in back-to-back rockets. And sets up that frag onto Perio with a nice direct, although it was splash damage and the rocket that killed him there. But huge plays from Karnax off the back of what was essentially a Hail Mary Uber there, Maxi.
Yeah, it was we had that horrible clunky mid of just this DM vest, and then they get Uber one player who get a 4K. So, I mean, why? And also, it wasn't a demo, so something different.
In Karnax we trust. Jeremy going huge. Ego and Amaral down right now. Big.tf without any scouts, as they have popped off Uber here to defend their own second. They're going to send bodies up top to try and contest this players in the high ground, but again Olga close range with that direct hit. He has just been lethal with that bitch.
Yeah, he's up to it after a few rounds and got a few big frags so far. I know I'm not a fan of direct hit because I think you can't ever really bomb with it unless you hit absolutely direct directs.
It's almost a reason they call it the direct hit, man.
But you can't even use the scope on it. How useless is that?
The TF2 lore has definitely got some gaps in it. Karnax tries to jump around from the med pack there, but gets spotted out and dealt with very promptly by Ego and Gears. They're going to be able to move forward through Chug pretty much uncontested. There is a sniper on the field in the form of Ganon, but he's been flanked almost instantaneously there by Amaral. He also picks up the frag onto Delirious, so Sniper and Demo down those two key classes, the big threats. And movement here from big.tf as they come in through Big Door. Karnax finds the frag onto Leo, forces out the Uber as well, is able to skip past him into lower. He's the only player up right now. He's trying to contest the scouts here, but big.tf have just ran straight onto last. The spawns do not come in time. Karnax tried his hardest to bail his team out, but they had just signed their own death warrants there and give up another round. Big.tf, man, on the comeback.
On the comeback with 10 seconds to go.
On the comeback. If time limits weren't a thing, you know, if this was North American rules, no wait, it would already be over.
It would already be over.
Win limit 5. So that's it then. That's it. That's the end of the amateur bracket, right? BackGet Foolery won map 1.
Yep, we won map 1.
Thanks for confirming that. I do have a short-term memory. And here they are picking up Gullywash 5-3. So there we have it. Your amateur champions here at Gamers Assembly 2016, sponsored by Infomax, will be BackGet Foolery. Not the BackGet Foolery you may have seen in the high playoffs, but another team who stole their name. Ruthless, but that's TF2, baby. I think we'll take a look at the logs before we, you know, take some kind of break, figure out what's happening next. But looking at the logs here, going straight to the dams. Oh my god, it's not often you see damage over 400 DPM, damage per minute. But Olga has managed to find 432 of those damage points per minute. Leo on 427, just slightly edge out there. Olga on 32 frags, 9 assists, and 14 deaths. Leo 29 for 8 for 23. But Olga, you know, kind of putting up a masterclass there. Top frags on the server, top damages in the server. Almost has some of the least deaths on the server as well. Like Olga, a hard man to kill, and very capable of finding the frags himself.
Yeah, playing Aroma and I mean, getting more. I mean, I'm not looking at KAD because you know Aroma. You know,
it seems like he was playing pocket though. Like this game, he had 35% of the heals. He was playing Aroma before though.
I say he was playing. If he was having more heals then, but also play pocket and going for bombs and jumps. That doesn't seem to make sense. I suppose Karnak was doing the same thing, so I guess Olga must have been playing. Because that's why he would take more damage. Actually.
We saw him use different unlocks in different games as well. Like he was using the Conqueror earlier in previous rounds of the amateur bracket that we casted earlier today. Whipped out the direct hit here on Pocket. So he was obviously feeling himself. He just felt that this was his time, and he has secured the amateur bracket. I'm not sure if there's any prize money for this game, but at least he gets the bragging rights here amongst the lower tier in the French scene.
Well, they could potentially next year move up to the professional bracket? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the pro bracket.
So Sideshow is a confirmed professional.
TF2 pros forehead. Ellie giggle.
Sideshow professional, not like this.
Overwatch memes. A lot of like a very high fragging game. A lot of deaths there. If you sort it by deaths, Ego 27 deaths, Karnax 27 deaths. Periot 27 deaths, but only finds himself with 15 frags there, whilst his peers were doing slightly better than that. All in all, though, it was a pretty exciting game to watch. Like, we saw a real back and forth. You consider that BackGet Foolery were like 4-0 up, then they started to throw the game ever so slightly. It was 5-3 at a time. They almost came back, just couldn't quite make it across the finish line. Just as I was getting hyped, you told me there was like 30 seconds left.
There were 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
They capped their third round. You were so enthusiastic that they would win, and then you realised there were 10 seconds.
Sometimes, you
just get carried away.
I just get caught in my love for the game. But looks like we'll probably take a break here, guys. That was the amateur bracket final here at Gamers Assembly 2016, sponsored by Infomax. We're going to figure out what's coming up next. Obviously, the grand final is still a reality. It's going to be Top 5 Rocket by Infomax versus Salty Frogs, if I remember correctly.
Salty Frogs in top 5. Teams
So,
that are both beating Infomax.
Shout out to my boy Maxi, sponsored by Infomax.
See, everyone said this land I should have gone by Infomaxi.
Yeah,
So, that was probably a mistake I made.
missed the opportunity.
I had it for the first game and it just looked weird.
Don't live in the shadow of your regrets, man. It's cool. There's always
move
next
on,
year.
Yeah, next year when, well, we now come up with another AIDS Brit team and try and win back the entry fee.
But stay with us here on teamfortress.tv. We'll be back. I don't know, in 5 to 10 minutes, maybe longer. Who knows? But more games coming up. It's not the end yet. Peace.